guys, this is your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 30th of November, the last day of the month already. Let's have a look at what's coming up for you today. And I'm using the Robin Wood Tarot for today's reading. So I'm going to choose 3 cards here to give you an insight into what's going on. All right, so we have the Page of Swords. Very excited, exuberant, rushing into things, really being interested in lots of different ideas. Then we have the 8 of Cups, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Someone recently asked, I think I talked about the Knight of Pentacles, and I said something like, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing because he's just standing there. And someone said, doesn't the Knight of Pentacles mean slow, steady progress? And in my opinion, it doesn't, because the Knight cards are always all over the place. They're super extreme. So the Knight of Pentacles is either really rigid and stuck and he's not going anywhere. And like, for instance, let's say this is a battle, okay? They're fighting down here. He's really focused on the armor that he doesn't get hurt, but he isn't anywhere near the battle, and he's not going to be able to get in there because he's so heavy and bogged down that pointless. And also on the other extreme, it's someone who makes huge progress, major progress, and who just builds things on a whim and who immediately signs up for a 5-year contract and all of those kind of things. So it's extreme. It's not slow and steady to me, just to answer that question. All right, so in terms of what's coming up today, the Page of Swords, a young person learning, really excited, flying because things are so exciting. So there are news, good news, there are things to learn, things to get excited about, things to be passionate about, to the extent where you may get so interested and passionate about things that it may want to make you leave behind some of the other things that are going on in your life that are good and that are valid and that are purposeful. Family, career, the home you've built, you know, your children, your hobbies, all of the things you do on a day-to-day basis. So definitely the grass is kind of greener here. There's also, we've got the moon and the birds there. So we've got a sense of, you know, this doesn't feel very comfortable. This feels kind of boring, or I've heard this before, or I don't see this going anywhere, or I just don't like what's being discussed or what's being resolved in this situation. I'm going to fly off and do something else. So I'm going to distract myself. I'm going to escape. I'm going to leave all the fear behind. I'm just going to go away and amuse myself and listen to what I'm passionate about and just isolate myself and engage in things which are fresh and fun and amusing and joyous. That's fine. That's all very well, but it sounds kind of irresponsible, especially if you're someone who is, you know, holding down a very responsible job, for instance. And we all get these feelings. We all get these feelings of, oh, wouldn't it be fun to just try something totally new today, or to visit somewhere else, or to escape my life and to forget it all and to just fly away like the birds and have a whole new start. And if you're in a job where you are very, very responsible and you can't even, you know, entertain that kind of thing, then you might get a little bit frustrated and irritated. You know, why do I have to have all these obligations? Look at how rich I am. Why do I have to have all this gold? Poor me. You know, it's kind of like complaining about how many good things you've got in your life. There aren't going to be that many willing participants in that kind of dialogue, because it's like, okay, stop feeling sorry for yourself, be grateful for all the good stuff you've got, and if you do want a little bit more levity and fun in your life, then schedule some time in to do something different, to amuse yourself, to have fun. So that said, be aware of potential conflicts today with people working through their own stuff and not necessarily always wanting to be in the situation they're in, and maybe being a little bit absent-minded, or, you know, daydreamy in terms of thinking about other things which potentially could be. And then we've got the extreme Knight of Pentacles in reverse, who then says, okay, other people are off in fairyland thinking about their own fantasies. We have to do everything ourselves. You see, I have to do everything alone just the way I always have had to, and no one helps me, and everyone's enjoying themselves except me. Sound familiar? I think we've all heard that story before. So there's the definite potential here to get, I mean, we have to look at what's kind of not here, you know? We've got someone who's covered in armor. He's really not very present. We've got someone walking away from us in a red cloak. There's not much to go on there. And then we've got her frolicking through the field with her sword, staring up at the sky. If you're going to try and stop her and have a meaningful discussion with her, you're also kind of going to struggle unless you're really fit and you can fly. So other people today don't really seem like the answer or solution to all of your problems. In fact, they may seem to be causing some of your problems. So there may be a feeling of, I'm hard done by, even though you're not. If you are lacking fun in your life, then make some time for fun, you know? If you want to go to the cinema, if it's as simple as that, or if you want to have a ultra luxurious 7-day break in Tahiti, I don't know, you know, then whatever your requirements are, then make sure you schedule that in for some point. But don't look at other people and say, you know, everyone else is having a great time. No one is responsible. I'm responsible for everything else. Therefore, my life is really heavy and difficult. Therefore, I'm allowed to yell at people to say, listen, I'm doing all the work. You're just traipsing through your life. Therefore, I get to be unpleasant and say, get back to work, find a job, stop being so irresponsible, take care of what needs to be taken care of instead of just constantly navel gazing and following your own selfish desires, all of that kind of stuff. That's the kind of mode you can go into if you repress yourself. And then instead of addressing your own stuff, it leaks out the side and you go after other people who only seem to be having more fun today. Because whenever you compare yourself with someone, remember, you're comparing yourself and all the knowledge you have about yourself emotionally, and you're comparing that with someone's outside external appearance. Like, for instance, you know, I'm sitting here talking to you and I feel a certain way. If I compare myself to someone like that, or if I see someone like that in my life, then I'm going to think, oh my God, I'm sitting inside and this person is flying around and has wonderful energy and is young and, you know, everything seems new and fresh. It's like, oh, well, I'm worse off. So don't do that, because the comparison is never accurate. She could have just, you know, she could be terribly upset. She may not be able to read, and she's just super excited because she's got her A, B's, and C's down. Who knows? You know? You never know what's going on with someone else. None of us are mind readers. We may be intuitive and be able to feel things about others, but you never ever get the full picture and the full story, even when people tell you most of the time, because they don't know the full story themselves. I mean, think about how well you know yourself and how you're always trying to get to know yourself better. Then think about other people and where they're at with that. We're all in the same boat. And that's also another reason why it's a good idea to give other people the benefit of the doubt today, and not to go off on people, and to be generous and say, you know, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Court cards are 1, so we've got 1 and 1 is 2, and 8 is 10. That reduces to 1 in numerology, and 1 is new beginnings, leadership, taking charge of the situation. So to some extent, yes, do take charge of what you want to do, i.e. planning in more fun, but don't become this, you know, this grumpy, cantankerous, I have to take charge because other people have forced me to. It's a choice. You've got the choice. You can work at whatever you want today. You have the freedom to choose what you're going to pursue. So forget about other people and what they're not doing for you and what they ought to be doing. Focus on what you can do for yourself. It's going to serve you much more. Have a wonderful day. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. In my readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. The astrology chart gives me a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your strengths are when it comes to work, why you've come into this lifetime, your soul mission. I can also look at what's coming up in future in terms of your love life, career, finances, family connections, any questions that you have at all, I can look at. So if you're interested in having a reading with me, then please do visit the website, gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.